Anko, when the Cloud9 games run, we're talking about good early starts with these T-side choices. So the pistol round will be integral here to exactly that. In the 3 times they played this map throughout the group stage, when they had a bad start against Liquid, they ended up losing the map. In the other 2 games, sure, the opponents maybe a little bit weaker, but they had good starts, pistols, conversions, a few early gun rounds, and we're into this one as it's very slow. Shiro babysitting bottom of Banana, has a standoff against Rain at the top, who's just been flashed in for some info here. Ooh.
E250 down at the bottom, but he fell off that angle just in the last second. Rain is here, and he's got some backup inside of the bomb side at the very least, so they have one chance to throw something at them.
They all just went through Chicken Pit to go back towards B, and they've all just gone back through Chicken Pit to go towards A. So something that Nafany's seen, heard, or was told has sent them packing from the Banana side of the map over towards apartments. And if they want a waterfall out, they have to deal with Rops and Twists. Twists in Graveyard. Rops up and close towards the apartment's position. This might get filthy.
Given the utility that Shiro has, you have to assume that's what they're going to try and do. That flashbang has to be really impressive, and they had that one problem of the forward player they got to defeat first. Oh, nice flash, there it is. Twist is still down here, but Rops is at least out of the round. Brokey comes running into the bomb site, but he can't find that one tap down to the pit, so a little bit of a slowdown now for Cloud9. They're trying to see if they can find this and get that bomb plant. The Hobbit will finally get the kill, so now there should be a good opportunity here. This is working well. They know no one's flanking through middle. It's just Carrigan and Rain left.
Okay, well, smoke's faded here. Bomb about to go down, and there it is. 40 seconds thrust onto the clock, and how they're going to crack into this. Shiro might ruin it before it gets started. Peers around, whiffs a shot or 2, but knows where at least one player is of all of this.
I actually love the fact that he just walks away. He's like, you know what, if I come back and get blown up, it's a 2-on-3, maybe they run into it, but as long as I'm here, they can't really commit to it.
And look how far away he went, all the way down now towards the base of Banana. This one's over. We'll call it the 1-0 start for Cloud9, and the good start with the pistol. So let's see if the conversion can follow. Carrigan does find Hobbit. Trying to make this one interesting here. I'm sure Carrigan's just trying to take a couple of players down with him, so they have to reinvest into the next. There's no way he can win this. Another kill would be great. 300 bucks in the bank balance, but no. Axel will finish him off. Rain will hold on to his armor, get a P250, and Inters and Axel actually go down with the bomb. So, look, if that was Carrigan's plan, it worked out.
And it surely was. You're right. He had no defuse kit, so there can't really have been anything else. Just to highlight that little move from Shiro, firing a couple of shots away. Just want to shout out one of the people that I work with on a regular basis.
Okay.
You might know him, Gravity from Source.
Okay, yeah, we're rolling back the years here a bit.
We're going way back in time. But he said something very clever at the office one day. He said, said one of the big differences between people who are just really good at the game and people who become pros is knowing when not to fight.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think that's really worth keeping an eye on. And Shiro probably has the skill to go back and take that fight with the P250. He probably could have hit that headshot, but why risk it?
Well, this is the team that plays it by the book, and Brokey's someone who doesn't. He breaks the book. He's going to take a joust early in mid. Axel will be tagged up by that scout. Brokey's worse for wear of all of this, but he can now float and rotate around. One of the keys here is there's 2 Famouses in the mix. One for Twist was dropped by Carrigan, and one for Rain. He saved that armor that had enough cash to invest. So this slow Cloud9 crawl is something everybody at home better get used to. They like to be diligent about this.
Yeah, if your expectations were something different, then you might as well figure it out right now. It's what they do, but they do it incredibly well. You have to appreciate that. It is a winning formula that's been proven time and again. They're going to take down Rain at the start of this round. It's not bad. Brokey's also tagged up.
Yeah, sorry, Carrigan. It was a good idea. Oh, okay. Maybe I spoke too soon. He gets one, he gets away, but that's about all he's going to get here. He's being clamped down on. There's 4 players in Banana who's on his lonesome. I think they're expecting this to be an A finish, a bit of a seesaw between the sites. That was unlucky for Rain, right? He didn't have head armor, only had the Kevlar, and in that fight against the Mac 10 of Nafany, well, head explodes, and it'll just be Rops, Brokey, and Twists, I'm sure, wanting to hold on to what they have.
Rare return of the C-Set 75 as well. Don't get to see that all the time now.
I feel like it needs to be in the bin. Look, when you see how much action the 5.7's getting lately, why has anybody got the CZ on? And it's the kill reward as well. It's only 100 bucks.
Yeah, and you even saw at the end there, after he got that first kill, he was down to 12 in the actual magazine and then another 4 next to it. So the problem is, you know, if he got one more kill, he actually probably physically almost cannot get much more than that because it's just not possible.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Look, I understand why it got nerfed into oblivion when JW was rolling around with the old AWP and the CZ75. It was silly, but that was what feels like a lifetime ago now.
Yeah, it's hard to know what the role of that pistol is at the moment.
Definitely something they could address, but there you have it. The 3 weapons saved, an MP9, a Scout, and a Famous. And on the other side of things, they did pick up the Famous from Reigns' corpse. So things are looking good for Cloud9, and this is the early start that they would be looking for here. It tends to peter out for them in the tail end of these T-halves, right? they start saving a lot more because they already have like a bet of 5 or 6 rounds. And then at that point, maybe they don't have as much, I don't know, punch to the finish. They're not as desperate for those rounds. And then the CTs start to mount a bit of a comeback. Now they do have a P250 and some Julies around the saved weapon. So it's still not going to be an easy one. And that's a great tag to kick things off. So Brokey still being very jarring.
Yeah, super helpful. You got to be active with that scout. That's one of the weapons probably. Oh, nice headshot to bring down Hobbit. Now, that was the play he didn't tag. It was Nafany at the start. That's interesting. Carrigan going to be dropped through the smoke, but it's still a 4-on-4.
Lots of damage of this rotation from Twist and Brokey hightailing it over to get this banana control. Now, Axel is ahead of the smoke, so he can't call banana completely clear, but has a good idea that at least they haven't pushed all the way down. And if they want, they can try and have a B finish here, but Brokey doesn't want to allow him to establish control.
I love the mobility of the scout, the way that he's using it in the middle, now all the way out here. Now, they're probably going to suspect it a little bit. Grenade, force him back just slightly, but all he needs is the tag. He's actually going to keep pushing. Crazy. That's very aggressive. I appreciate it again, but maybe a little bit too much. So it's left Twist alone inside of the bomb site with the FAMAS. But if anyone could, it might be Twist, and he's going to get the headshot on Nafany at the very least. But Intas shows up and is not even touched in that engagement. So at a minimum, going to be a bomb plant here. I don't think Robs and Ring could do too much. Maybe, you know, steal a rifle away, be really sick at the end of it. It's going to be very hard to do any kind of an actual retake.
Sure, Shiro is low over towards this position here, but it's hard to get the jump on him. You can see how passive he's playing this, and the bomb, it hasn't been planted yet. So giving them a little bit of extra time here are Cloud9. They're just making sure that nobody's residing towards the back of the site, nobody's close. Antis is making Axel plan. All right, Axel with the smoke fading. We'll start to punch in the digits now. Will that activate Rain here? Two of the powerful SMGs in play, but it looks like they might just be hoping for more damage. Nobody's facing, nobody's peeking.
Very, very, very careful, even in what looked like an absolute lockdown that B bomb site, but they really, really needed to be sure. So looks a bit silly when nobody's there, but of course there are rounds that are lost every once in a while because somebody doesn't check, you know, who's nearby.
We have had both sides of this as well. Brokey's aggression at the start of this round, finding great success, and then the aggression costing them a key kill over towards the B bomb site, and then Twist being, well, left up struggle street, really. Hoping that there's a rifle just on the other side of things, and Rain's having a look. He's actually chasing for damage now. The bomb is going to blow him up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that new radius. No armor. He's going to go down. Rops will get to hold on to his weapon, but does he even want to keep the MP9 going forward? Does he want to find himself into an upgrade? Well, only time will tell, but this is a clean start for Cloud9. A little bit shaky, sure, but they have the 3-0 conversion, and now we get into the guns. Brokey straight into his AWP.
Yeah, pretty much as could be expected at the moment here. Let's see, Brokey, yeah, that AWP obviously costing him some of the utility, and Rob's not having too much either, so it's maybe something to look for. But other than that, they're in a pretty good state here, FaZe, to try and see if they can find this 4th round. That would be quite nice.
It's just going to be a standard 3-2 split of this. No heavy lean towards top banana for the opening here of FaZe.
Can you make a mental mark of this smoke that's down at the, you know, just past top mid? Chad, I want to ask you about it later.
No worries. I think the G2 smoke is the way I'm calling that one, but I'm sure it has plenty of names.
We'll go with that. That's fine.
The deep re-smoke has been deployed, and Carrigan's starting to rotate back. I can't see any reservoir of utility for him to find, so they might just want to hedge here and play 1-4. But Cloud9, by waiting out this utility, they haven't sustained too much early damage. Sure, they don't have a lot of map control here, but I don't know if they need it right now. This team can operate extremely late.
Rain going for the jumps. Hard to hit him if you're swinging in from the T side like that, maybe especially with an AK. Flash comes out. He wants to save that smoke as much as he can, because just like you were talking about, they know as well, Cloud9 tend to play slow. So even sub 30 seconds, you've got to be worried about having at least another nade, especially if you're anchoring that B bomb site. So doing a fine job. I think this is impressive. You know, close to 30 seconds, still has the smoke in hand.
About to explode here onto B. Util's lined up. Here it comes.
Oh, right through the smoke as well. They even put it down to prevent something like that from happening, but now Rain is on his own and backup is too far away. He's going to pick up one, but they both jump through at the same time. Twist with a nice timing against Inters, but that might not make a big difference here. Still a 3-on-3 at about 15 seconds. Rotating in from Banana is going to be Rops, and the rest of them coming through CT spawn. That bomb is planted quick this time because they just never had enough time. Ooh, nice headshot from Twist. Actually brings the kill onto Shiro, and it's a 2-on-2.
Biggest issue is no kit right now. So if they want to go for this, they need to get a move on here. Nafany Picks up another smoke and deploy that towards spawn. Hobbit needs to win out this duel against the MP9, and he will. So easy stuff. Brokey needs to get that AWP and get the hell out of here. This is a 4-0 start for Cloud9. And simple, right? Just a bit of a late B execute once the U2 was gone. You can see why they've gone for that option. Likely to be the 2-3 spread. That lucky kill from Shiro onto Carrigan. They tend to play like that. We've seen them do it a couple of times, FaZe, where they want to sit behind the smoke and kill you as you're coming through the gray screen. But he's been caught out in this one.
But it makes even more sense to do that when you look at the time that was left in the round. Brokey's got to be really careful here. Scary stuff. But yeah, when you know there's sub 30 seconds, there's a really good chance that they are going to already be pushing through the smoke. So of course you want to try and see if you could be there, and instead he caught a bullet. Chad, that smoke that's happening in the middle almost every single round. In my experience, it could sort of be thrown in many, many different forms. I feel like we need a name for a smoke position that, you know, could be varied ever so slightly. Like there's something, you know, if one smoke only could be in one thing, like we know certain smokes, like smoke in Window Mirage, for instance, probably just more or less the same smoke, at least where it lands most of the time. But that one particular smoke has like 5 or 6 different variations. It can be used in different ways, and I feel like that makes it so much more complex for the T point of view. You see that smoke, you don't actually necessarily know what's happening on the other side of it at all.
Well, you know I love stealing opinions, Anders, so let's see if we can get Twitter involved. They can use the hashtag ESL Pro League and see if they have any suggestions. Then we can bring them together. We can see what we think. And come up with a definition or two, because I know what you mean. That smoke can be used just to block. It could be used to run boost through. We've seen them do that crazy little play to get somebody aggressive down to second mid. Lots of variations available.
To the T ramp.
Precisely.
And if you make it a little bit like push to one side or the other, you can actually push through it. Like there's a lot to do with it. So that makes it, I think, even more troublesome. Okay. That seems like justice in the universe.
Yeah, well, Shiro, if you're going to get away with one, so is Rain. So that's going to give them the number advantage here. And FaZe were able to buy. Ricky dropped out on M4, and well, M4s are lighting up the scoreboard now. Twist onto Hobbit and re-aggression from Robs. I think he wants to make sure they can secure this one. A lot of information now. Nobody lingering under that second mid window. It means likely down towards T-Stairs or Banana. So Carrigan and Rain could be on high alert. Oh, he's hearing the steps as well.
Yeah, he is. He knows so much at the moment. What an amazing play, especially when the clock is running down this slow. They don't have to worry about it, although they are maybe a little bit slow now. They're starting to get there, rotate more people out of the A bomb site, because Robs has this on lockdown. There are about to be 3 people defending this bomb site, and Cloud9, even worse for them, they might not even realize how much this is being read. Trying to execute into the bomb site while they're being flanked. It's Carrigan with the double. Robs, just 1 kill on the scoreboard in this round, but that doesn't really reflect everything that he just did.
Yeah, precisely. The information play was huge there for FaZe to make sure they could fortify that B bomb site, but they do get their first round on the board here. And I feel like if you're FaZe, and we've spoken about this to no end, Cloud9 and mainly Groove wanting the team to start on the T side of their opponent's map choice here. But if you're FaZe, you want to make sure, and even I think Rob said it in the interview, wanted to really punish them here in this first half. So now that they've at least been able to draw first blood, see how long this can continue for now. Another buy back in, 2 AKs equipped alongside, and there's some of that utility behind that flexible mid-smoke.
Here we go. Not that much money in the bank either for Cloud9. So
this setup here is about to get real spicy, and there's 2 towards Ender Halls and 3 or 4 players coming their way.
And the chicken in the middle of the crossfire. Surely can't end well. Brokey, good headshot. And a nice return from Hobbit. At the minimum, chicken remains untouched, and it's a 4 versus 3.
Good position here from Brokey. Has an angle in towards Boiler. Hobbit needs to be careful how he goes about this exchange of the duel. Might need a flash, and well, the flash is good. He saw the shadow. Has a good idea that someone's close, but does he know Twist is under the porch? Oh, great find from Brokey there. Good awareness. These are the players who aren't traditionally here on the default, right? It's normally Inters and Hobbit. Well, Nafany's here. It's like, oh, okay, something's looking a little bit different. Nafany's normally down towards T-Stairs and Banana. What's going on? And now they found Axel. There's 2 more remaining.
Got a lot of time on the clock by Cloud9 standards. Hobbit, good little battle against Twisted. He'll win. That bomb, still plenty of time to pick it up. This is interesting. I mean, FaZe, the way that Brokey's playing it, he's almost playing it completely off that A bomb site.
He actually just smoked off towards short, and Shiro's going to walk through that. So, very quizzical scenes. Brokey's given up the site. Hobbit might be able to make his way out of the apartments. Rain's going to have a tough time dealing with these 2 angles here.
Retake, obviously, is definitely going to be on if it remains a 2-on-3. Now, they've definitely played their hand. They know what's coming. Rain with a good shot right through the edge of the box on Shiro, and Hobbit's on his own, and he can't get away. Brokey, incredibly aggressive. And you know, the desk, before we got into it, we're having a little bit of a conversation about who would you pick, Shiro or Brokey? Well, with Brokey, that's the kind of plays you're going to get, though.
Yeah, he's out of... look, he's explosive, I think is the word that Maui used. And on the other side, Shiro, Mr. Consistent. And I guess you want an AWPer that can do both. And just find yourself an AWPer that can do both.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for in the world. Someone who knows when to make the right plays and knows when to sit back and hold that angle. On this round, Brokey was extremely mobile, just like we've seen on the scout here. And it's crazy that he's the one who's like, actually, you know what? I'm going to run in here with the AWP, the one shot and then bolt weapon and take that fight. But Twister's loving that. And it should be sending Cloud9 into what is a timeout. We've got the fan cams at home, and we've got some Hooksy fans. If you want to join the fun, esl.gg/fancam.
Someone's only here for Robin as well. It's an appreciation of the history of the game, I'm sure. It's good. Can enjoy that. Now, speaking of AWPers and the temperament, I mean, I feel like, though, the problem is the kind of flashy, explosive AWPers. It's almost like what makes them able to play that way is also what stops them from being able to draw away from it, you know?
I know where you're at there. Like, when you see Woxic trying to hold an angle, you'd prefer him to be running in no-scoping, wouldn't you? It's always a bit of a hard one with players like that. Now, they've taken this timeout, and they've walked out with a couple of Deagles, a couple of Tech-9s, and poor Nafany just with a Glock and a HE for fun, I suppose. But how much damage can they get done here? That would be name of the game. A couple of kills, a bomb plant. That would be a big win, as the deep mid-smoke this time is just to have a buffer zone, allow them to push the T's back from that early mid presence. Have silently made their ascent up and towards the boiler room. Could catch this double hall setup off guard again.
Yeah, definitely could. One good Deagle shot here might do it. Robs is going to be lightning fast with the M4. So, first obstacle negotiated pretty well by FaZe. They can live through this round. It is a half buy, of course, like you said, for Cloud9, so it's not like they're going to be broke completely in the next round. But this is, in terms of a comeback, I mean, giving up the first 4 rounds in the game, but FaZe are about to take 3 of their own, so that's going to stabilize this game a lot and make it a lot more cool.
Yeah, and a big conversation with Yanko and Kasar was, after this early patch from Cloud9, how many more can they put in the tail end? Well, we're not even at the tail end of the half yet. We're still in the early stages. Actually, I would say maybe we're getting into the middle stages. So that's where the conversation is, where Cloud9 either, it's not run out of ideas, but run out of success, I suppose, because if you just reflect at some of the games in the group stage for them on Inferno, they were having some wobbles.
Here's something else, though. When you get slowed down this early on, something that we saw yesterday when outsiders were playing, who play a style that could be sort of a little bit like Cloud9's at time, they did some pretty cool pace changes where suddenly they were rushing with MAC-10s, but the problem is when you're already... Yeah,
this could be one.
Could be one.
As you've mentioned.
But it feels like when you do it on the tail end of losing 3 rounds in a row, it's going to have less of a surprise factor.
Sure. I think that's one of the keys, right? And Rops is, well, he's about to get surprised, isn't he? He's giving Nafany a bullet through the eyes, and this is something they want to condition. They really want to make sure that this apartment is active, and it has been. They've double hauls. They played aggressive again right now. Rain's found one down towards Banana. So the game plan for FaZe here has been immaculate within the early stages. 3 players marooned to boiler and halls. This is not where you want to be if you're Cloud9.
Definitely not. 3 versus 5. Traditional wisdom would say just go to the B bomb site. Try and do something there, but kind of had to clear the path to get there. Rain is still very aggressive out of the top of Banana at the moment, so gonna have to find a way to get rid of him. Great grenades here to try and clear out the middle, which they kind of are, but they're not really pushing Twist away from that arch position, so he still can at least keep an ear on it.
Little detail, but I love the timing there. As Carrigan and Brokey pass over towards arch side, Rain drops a deep Banana smoke, gives time for Brokey to now get in position towards the top of Banana and support Rain here. So they have a great setup towards B and a great setup towards A, and Rops has found Twist has found another here. Just 2 more to find, and they're just pulling them apart one at a time. They're kill back from Inters. It's not going to mean a whole lot, is it? So this round, as soon as Rops found that aggression, Rain found the secondary kill. It is just Axile. The bomb's down in second mid. There's 20 seconds on the clock. I would gladly say we're going to be tied up 4-4. Yeah,
nothing that he really do from this position. Nice if he get one more kill, but she had the right idea. That's not bad. Rain is at 8-3. Maybe, I don't know, I mean, it's very late in the round, but Rain has actually made his way all the way out there from Banana, so it's a long way to trek if you're going to be getting the fight in apartments. Tied up. Good stuff from FaZe.
Yeah.
Cloud9.
In these stretch of 4 rounds here, there's only been 1 plant as well. And we know with the loss bonus building and how that all works out. So that's why we find ourselves in another round with predominantly pistols here. A hero AK in the hands of Hobbit. So they need to find some damage. It can't be 3 players go down before they find that first kill. They need to find either an early trade or an opening kill here.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of money that they're lacking just behind that. Hobbit, though, forward position with the AK. I do like this. The flash, though, coming in is so good. Otherwise, they might have walked right into the shot. A little bit scary with the jumping. And he's going to get caught on the tail end of trying to fall back there. Rain barely going down at the end. But there's still 2 people at this bomb site, which might be a little bit of a surprise to C9 if they turn the corner.
Exactly, and considering how heavy FaZe have been playing over towards the apartments position, that's maybe why they're now testing the waters of Banana, and they could be coming into the early stack. Now, Brokey back turned in the smoke. I think he wants to initiate if a flash follows through. Karrigan will be playing contact on this, and Brokey is going to lead towards the site, the safer of the options. And even Twist is going to cheat over, so reading this well.
Yeah, they are. A little bit scary. Ooh, and with the flash in, they're going to lose another player now. I'd definitely be shocked if C9 realized that there's still 2 people on this bomb site. They've just already taken 2 down. And there we come. There's the shocking news. Twist is going to be taking 2 of them with. Jump around the corner, and it's Brokey, sending him to a watery grave inside of that fountain. 5-4. That's got to be frustrating for Cloud9. They know they'd taken down 2 people early on, and there was still another 2 inside.
Just looking at this 5-round spread here, every single one of these callers from FaZe has been in the right place for the early pressure of Cloud9. It's not like they've been caught out and someone's had to step up with a crazy multi-kill, right? They've had the right players in the right position to find those early exchanges and kind of leave Cloud9 in the dirt. And Twist is so fired up about it early. Karrigan's actually going to go into an AUG. You don't see too many of these coming out on the CT side, even though I think it is still quite a strong weapon.
Well, it's not like FaZe haven't had their own struggles throughout some of the last couple of games. They've had some wake-up calls of their own, so I'm sure they're quite hungry to get something done. Yeah, that smoke that was traditionally here has been missing this round, which that must be suspect as well for C9. Not seeing that smoke that's otherwise thrown round after round, trying to pop their way through, but it's a trade. Karrigan up here with the AUG. Another rare weapon. Getting some backup brought in. Brokey showing up with a smoke and a Molotov as well.
I think try and get the leader out here. That is a missed molly. Oh golly, is now they're turning back towards A. So I think that extra piece of utility they saw off the skybox lets them know it's a 2-2 setup right now, but it's Rops and Twist that you have to rumble. Good luck, Cloud9.
Especially because they don't have all of the Molotovs that you need if you want to try and attack that pit position. Karrigan walks right into the shot, and still, this double pit position is just so strong. A little bit of a spray coming through. They take down Twist, and the follow-up flash is amazing. Rops is out of the round 2, and they're going to get a bomb plant here with a lot of time on the clock. 2 versus 1, and Brokey. Decision to be made here. They have some money. They have actually a fair bit of money in the bank, especially with Rops on 10K, but do you want to throw away the AWP here if you fail this retake?
If he hears a sound cue or he can isolate a fight here early, then maybe give it a go. But otherwise, you're right. It should be the save call. That's the safer of the 2 decisions right now. It's still quite early on in this game to be going for anything as wild as this. Once we get to the 14-14s mark, then yeah, sure. Give it a crack. Go for a retake. See if you can pull something miraculous off. But Cloud9 broke through, and you could actually see there, as soon as Karrigan goes down, both of the players over towards the pit and balcony position start to transition because they know they need to search either for some information or a fight, and that puts them out of position. I think if they were totaled up, they may have found a few more kills, so Karrigan's death really costing them there, but all 3 of the remaining players, Brokey surviving with his AWP, Shiro and Inters holding onto their weapons, and everybody should be looking good going into round number 11.
I think that flashbang that secured the kill against Rops, who was up on the balcony behind Twist there, I don't think they had many more flashes after that. Oh, okay.
That's one way to go.
Yeah. I think if they hadn't got that flashbang, I don't think they would have had much more to try and fight him with. So kind of, yeah, last-ditch effort in the sense of the utility there. A little bit of a deeper smoke again, like we saw earlier when Twist, I think it was, trying to push down. So some different looks from the FaZe defense here in the middle.
It feels like they want to channel them towards B with this. Slow down the second mid default with Vinces and Hobbit, which they have done. Now searching towards top of Banana. Axel steps out. His rifle is strong, and he's even damaged them significantly here. Karrigan low, Twist as well towards the other side. Brokey's showing his presence towards B as well. Where's the reaction? Is it quick from Cloud9 now? Looks like they're just resetting.
Yes, because they are such a slow team, but you're right. When you get that much info on what's happening on one side of the map, at least if you're in position, you could try and bounce and just see if you can get over to the A-bomb side really fast. Didn't look like that's what they're trying to do. I mean, they're trying to do that, but just a very slow fashion. Rops crouched in boiler, looking for a headshot. He's going to get it, but that's close to being his own death instead. He's down to 15. Still only 2 people defending the A-bomb site.
Wow.
Hobbit, I don't know how he doesn't get that kill.
Well, they are going to try and waltz up mid here. Axel has some space. Nafany's still parked towards top of B. The key position with Nafany right now is if they do rotate Speedway, he can hear a lot of steps, but I think Brokey took the safe rotation. So Carrigan's not. Carrigan's making a lot of steps here. Could be to fake this one out. Starting to come back to help out Rain now. Twist is going to find Hobbit through the smoke, and I feel like they have to finish B with this time. It's really up to Axel to get this kill, and he's not going to be looking the right way. So Brokey, I think he's done enough. It should be a save.
Yeah, I think they probably wanted to try and split that, but without any action going their way towards Arch, it's not really going to be possible, unfortunately. I like that attempt, though. That's something that they haven't even got close to doing before. So you could see how maybe it would catch FaZe off guard, but this time it just didn't work. 1 round lead for FaZe, 6-5 in their favor. What's kind of what's the main problem right now for Cloud9? I mean, I feel like we could typically, with broad strokes, you could say you need kind of either banana or top mid control on this particular map. So is there a place here where you feel like they're running a little bit short on the T side?
They're getting, well, both in different phases of the rounds, pardon the pun, but they're going into either these stacks or these plays. It feels like FaZe are sheep herders right now, right? Because they wanted to force them to go back towards B with the aggressive mid U2 we saw Twist throw early. They succeeded. They forced them towards B. They noted Carrigan towards Coffins, a player close throwing utility from Oranges, I believe it was, and then Brokey took an op shot through the CT smoke. So then they just reset. That's why I was talking about the reaction. They didn't immediately go back and press the issue towards A. They reset and then combed back late, and Rops was still in a forward aggressive position towards Boiler, and they managed to maintain that stack over towards B until the later stages they actually felt like they were under threat. So FaZe are reading this quite well. They're also making sure to hit those shots, because if Rops dies in that Boiler or gets traded, A becomes extremely susceptible at that point.
Do we want to add that Rob's forward position to the rest of the apartments aggression we've been talking about for FaZe? Does that still count? I
think because it wasn't at the start of the round, it was more in a reaction to where Cloud9 had found themselves and the information, but they are being a nuisance in this position, and that's, again, where they're going to try. This time, there's not a heavy stack to deal with it, so finally, Cloud9 have made a call that FaZe and Carrigan have not read into. So this is looking better.
Not yet, anyway. Sheep herders, you said? If they were playing Na'Vi, would they be goat herders? No.
I like that. I do like that.
Thanks, yeah. I appreciate it. Robs is now fallen all the way back, but still very uncomfortable position. I feel like it's going to be hard for Twist to get back into the action here. Robs trying to catch the mid. It's so close. He almost got the double. Twist, I don't feel like he has to push that. Once his teammate is dead, maybe there isn't that kind of urgency. Maybe could have waited for the 4-on-4 retake. Shiro holding it, but also slightly sleeping in that moment. Missing a shot, and I would say, yeah, just stay alive. Inter's going to get blown up. That was that earlier damage from Robs.
That nade changes the round right now. FaZe might actually consider this. Shiro, okay, nobody was going to expect an angle like that. Sure, some damage done, but they have to consider their options right now. FaZe, they really want to give this one a try. Carrigan is going to clear on in. He's going to take the fight. Molly's not landing, so he should be dead to rights here from Axel, just under the cusp of the box. And see you later, Brokey, Orpa, you have to save.
Yeah.
Right up again, 6-6.
No one's getting away with much of anything at the moment, which is kind of, that's exciting. That's what we think. I mean, whenever I think of Inferno, this is exactly how it is. Brokey, though, if he can live with this AWP, they'll have a great buy in the upcoming round. He's going to be able to do it no problem, so Cloud9 holding on. I mean, we painted this picture earlier. You said, well, it's possible that they're going to have a decent start, but then kind of disappear a little bit. But they're fighting through what FaZe are throwing at them at the moment.
Yeah, this last 3 rounds is going to be defining for FaZe, I think. Getting to start on the CT side of your map choice as well. Look, you knew it was going to be the case against Cloud9, but you're going to be on the harder, quote-unquote, side of the T side right now, and that's even up for debate, I think, because Inferno T sides, there's some teams who can be absolutely monstrous. I just feel it's now Cloud9's game plan eventually works, right? That was the first time we've seen them go for that exact play like 3 or 4 times, and now FaZe are responding to it 1 round later.
Yeah.
Right? Where instead of every other time they've been ahead of that, they've already been there to pause and stall that out. The silent ascent again, but Rops should be ready for this.
Well, this is very scary. If there are more people ready on the other side, it doesn't look like there is, but just even getting wall banged up here, if you start to fire back and there are people on the bridge or even just close by, on the balcony, it could be a little bit worrisome. Brokey, he's been very, very good this game. Shoulder showing, but he does get faked out anyway. And there's the headshot on Rain. That's on the other side. Carrigan surviving, but only for a second. So all of the action looked like it was going to be in those A apps, but instead, it's the B bomb side. The bomb is miles away, though, down at the bottom of that T ramp. So 3 versus 4, sure, but it's going to be a long time before they get the bomb plant.
This Rops position right now is the most interesting because Hobbit is tasked with making sure nobody can flank behind B, but Rops has been able to find the gap. Brokey's rotated, Twist has also responded to this.
Oh, what a sneaky bastard.
Yeah, but if Hobbit just stays here, right, he might even initiate for a mid to B flank at some point. It really depends on the timing. They've stalled out with Inters towards top banana now. If they try and take the bomb back to A for whatever reason, Rops might be able to stop this on his lonesome. So you can see both teams considering their options here. The bomb now, with the reinitiate of a smoke, a flash coming through as well, have taken the space required. But Rops has the gap that nobody's considering.
Yeah, I think especially if he just goes up banana right now, is Shiro really going to be looking for it? Surely he's getting a call in from Hobbit that no one's walked through. Oh, did he see the gun barrel? I think he did.
Definitely.
Oh, man. That is unfortunate. What a clue to be finding at the end of it. Spray is not exactly great, but it doesn't matter. Robs had no reason to look that way, and I think probably FaZe will have to save.
I think that's also the issue, is Robs didn't know that he'd actually found the gap, right? There was no information to him that Hobbit was still towards Boiler. We probably assumed everybody was in banana, and that's why he didn't want to take that fight. And Brokey and Twist, well, they're saving. Fortunately for them, Nafini and Inters have evacuated without too much of a fight here, so they will be able to retain what they have. But with loss bonus of only 1,900 into the next,
oops, yeah.
What are your choices here? You can get on an M4 for Rops with armor, sure. Carrigan can get into an SMG of some variety. Rain can operate very handily with a Deagle, but Cloud9 are in control of this half now. They're the ones who could be walking away with a 9-6 scoreline. I do like how they initiated Boiler at the same, because as soon as Brokey took a shot, they were coming through that banana smoke at the same time, so taking fights on both sides of the map simultaneously there. And I guess that's one way to deal with these stacks, right? Because if you're going to have 3 towards B or 3 towards A, if one of the sides wins the fight and you get through, you've got an open runway.
It's very, very deep Molotov. Nafity put under some pressure behind it, but looks like it's not quite going to spread to where he was standing. Follow-up nade will be pretty decent. But yeah, that multi-pronged attack, that actually is something that I associate with the way that outsiders sometimes play. You see it sometimes when they play Vertigo, for instance. They'll sort of be attacking almost both bomb sides, or maybe A and middle at the same time, and then they'll make up their mind afterwards because they have so much time left.
Well, again, and this time Shu on the other foot, because we're reflecting the CT side, they don't have a lot of utility, so they have to fight with their bodies. You can see a forward stance towards sandbags and a forward stance towards mid. They're going to try and get this done with bullets alone. Rops and Twist towards the porch side, Brokey being called between both sides.
It's a failed Molotov, I think, from the C9 side. Trying to put some pressure at that top banana position. Didn't really work out. Rob still burning all the way down. Oh, he was hoping that he could take a step out of it. Twist with some heroics to bring down Hobbit. Sees the gun barrel there, Brokey, and that's an easy shot for him. 4 versus 3, and they fought their way back. Like you said, no utility on the CT side, so it's going to come down to the rifle play, and that's a magnificent find.
Inters is already out. He has some space to work with here. Twist is aware that this position has been open, but is Brokey. Shot from Axile. Still a 2-on-3.
I was gonna say,
he was aware.
He definitely was. And if not, Twist would have probably found him no matter what here. 20 seconds, 14th round, and Axile inside of the smoke. Yeah, he knew, but it doesn't really help him a lot. Twist, that's a beautiful round from him. He really saved them, especially turning it into that 4-on-4. But then he kept going. We're tied up again, 7-7, going into round number 15.
It's so frustrating if you're Rops, because you're like, well, as soon as I drop, I know they're going to swing around the corner. So do I just sit and wait? And you can see the molly spreading is like, am I safe? I'm not safe. The flash is here, and I'm dead. So, you know, caught between two minds in that kind of situation, but a nice little Molotov there from Cloud9 to facilitate that kill, but not good enough to get the round here. So both teams get the buys in for the final round, round number 15. Smallest of margins.
Yeah, no one's going to be going into the second half with a giant lead and a lot of momentum necessarily either. Shiro's had a bit of a quiet game, and even when he had the AWP, I feel like he didn't look super fresh with it. So curious to see if that's going to change. It is the T side of Inferno, so I feel like the AK is a perfect substitute. It's not a big deal, but maybe CT side, it'd be nice to see him a little bit more flashy with it.
Yeah, I think he's going to activate for us, give us a little bit of a show here. My show over forces them back for now. Mid information lost as Twist, Rops, and Brokey all congregating quite closely over towards this porch side. Rops is going to tuck in a pit, Brokey staying in apartments, and Twist is tucking in as well. So there is a massive gap over towards long at this juncture, but I think they're calling the bluff of Cloud9 right now. Carrigan has to consider it. Someone could have slipped through, but as we can see, that isn't the case at all. So quite segregated right now with defense of FaZe. The rotation time, the response time to help out the B defenders is going to be very lengthy.
Some runaway smoke grenade back there.
Did start thinking of Runaway Train in my head.
Classic track. It really is. twist.
Oh, the mouse wheel.
Oh, that's so awkward. My toes are all the way curled up. I don't like that at all, but 20 seconds on the clock here. This is going to be a B hit, and question is, could Rain survive that on his own? Karrigan, what a find, taking down Nafany, and that means he could just come back maybe in the last possible second. Rain needs that help. He falls back off the box, Karrigan charging through, and that buys the time and the space to win the round. Nothing that Hobbit can do here. He get the kill, but it's not going to save him at all. 8 rounds for FaZe at the end. An absolute perfect timing for Karrigan to show back up. Not bad at all. What a close game. That's what we deserve here. We're going to see how it goes in the second half. It's coming up after the break.
Inseparable at half, FaZe Clan versus Cloud9. Close one here, Anders. The pistol round went in favor of Cloud9. They had a hot start, and they kept it level up until, I would say, the final 2. That's where FaZe, I wouldn't say took over, but took the lead.
Yeah, as much as anyone could have taken over this game, that's true. Man, 8-7. Inferno really is living up to the hype of the moment. Speaking of hype, by the way, Brokey is 11-2. How is that even possible? I mean, he saved that awful lot.
Yeah, look, he's fallen into the Jame time, isn't he?
He's been inspired. Oh, wow, look at this. Different look for Cloud9, running down the middle. Shiro on the opening, and he's going to keep going. Couple of good headshots, but now comes the swing back. Oh, they weren't ready for it. The tidal wave goes right back in their face, and now Exile on his own. They got slapped out of middle, Chad.
And there was a clear plan for FaZe. They had two players with utility, right? We're talking HE, smokes, flashes, and those two managed to survive. It was Brokey and Carrigan. The other three had armor, and they get the bomb down towards the B bomb side. They could smoke off the flank, they could smoke off spawn. Now they can set themselves up into the post plant. Two players over towards Banana, no kill for Axel. This would take some miracle shots here to win a round like this.
He needs at least a very, very clean opening. Just one bullet, one kill, turned it into that 1v2 in an instant, and already spotted out Twist. We'll take him down. Everyone is so crisp at this level. It's crazy. And now FaZe extending their lead. And this is interesting. They could hopefully build something behind this. First chance for them to really get ahead.
And it's just making sure they hold on here, because the force buy for Cloud9 is coming through. The difference between the two force buy rounds for both of these teams is we see the car crash of this mid push again. Start well, but finish poorly. But FaZe had FAMASes, right? They had two. Well, for Cloud9, they have a Scout, sure, but three players on pistols, a CZ, two 5.7s, and a UMP. So they don't have the same potency as regards to the rifles, and Hobbit gets caught out guard here in the open. He might even melt on down.
Yeah, smoke to try and keep him just a little bit alive. Wanted to throw that really deep nade, but they had already run past it at that point in time. Know that he's out there somewhere. They're a little bit interested in finding him, but at the same time, not overextending to hunt him down, which I think is clever. No point in going all in when you know you have the better weapons.
I have taken this mid control in the interim, and the Scout of Shiro has floated away at all the wrong times. So the banana pressure has forced this out, and now Carrigan and Ray might be able to pip the gap, thread the needle, as it were. Their arch smoke has faded now, and at the ready is a flash from Brokey, so expect them to take this space.
Look at how Brokey used the Scout when he had it, like how aggressive he was in the middle and then over on Banana again. And Shiro is really far back. I mean, even now he's all the way back at the B bomb side. He really is not in a position where he can be out fighting in front. A little bit of a jump up, but Arena's going to get caught. And now Shiro's Scout actually might find some use back here. He's already got the tag. Nafany's getting another shot. And finally a bit of a return. Nafany alone at the bomb side, and he nearly got that kill, but it isn't quite good enough. Axel, I don't think it's worth it for him to even run this way. Brokey, double kill in this round, putting him at 15-2.
Yeah, maybe hold on to the Primal Saber here, Mr. Axel. Not a skin expert. I can just read it in game, everybody. Don't worry about that. I'm not that crazy. I don't know all the UMP names.
Only Scrawny knows that.
He does have quite the knowledge for the skins, doesn't he, old Scrawny?
Yeah.
He loves it. It's like him and, I always say his name wrong, but it's the German lad. It's like Own Pixel. He loves it. He loves the skins.
Orna.
Orna Pixel. Is that Deutsch?
Yeah.
Okay. Guten Abend, Orna Pixel.
That's great.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him how he was. I forgot how to say, how are you?
Wie geht's?
Oh, yeah.
I think that'll...
Junge. My Deutsch is... it's getting worse, mate. I'm not in Germany much these days. I'm not practicing.
We'll get there. I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's worth it, you know. Invest some time into it. They have those crazy word constructions they do, where they just build words upon words. It's fantastic.
I just like knowing a little bit, so it gives off the appearance that I tried.
Nice.
Yeah, really.
No one can accuse you.
I'm not going to be able to learn the language. It's too complex for my little peanut Counter-Strike brain. But that last round could have really gotten out of control.
Yes.
Like, when you consider where Shiro's Scout was, you were right. Like the fact that he was backside there and the tags were hitting, and you could see how flustered FaZe were as well with trying to respond to that. I think now they might just walk away with a bit of a freebie here, which means they can take a big sigh of relief and get themselves up to 11 rounds as they'll be marching into the side. Carrigan is postured just to entry here with the back of his teammates. It must be so nice being Carrigan, going, hey, I have Rops, Brokey, Twist, and Rain behind me.
Yeah.
That's a luxury.
And you know, especially with a Mac-10, you're like, I can go in and look and find the information. If I die, it's not really necessarily a big deal. It's kind of part of the game plan. We know that very likely the rest of the team can make up for it. So yeah, that is great. Allows him also sometimes to play a little bit crazier than the rest of the team will do. So it's fun to see.
Well, could just be holding on to these upgrades here from Cloud9. More importantly, Axel just wants to hold on to the armor, I'd imagine. Kills would be great, a couple of extra bucks here, but this is guaranteed, and we'll take the house money. Don't really want to gamble in this type of a situation. Everybody from FaZe is going to exit in the opposite direction. So I believe this is called a unicorn round.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody dies.
That seems about right. Only the fish.
Yeah, but they haven't got 5-second memory anyway, right?
That's true.
For them, it's a pretty short existence.
It's all the same. What do you think? What do you think will happen, Cloud9? Do you think they're going to be aggressively fighting for Banana? I think there are a couple of teams still left that don't do it nearly as much. I feel like most teams at least have a plan to try and lay down the smokes and the Molotovs and all the rest of it to try and get some Banana control, or at least make the T's fight for it?
Well, I think it depends here. If we get a 3-man start, which we are, it might be a tiered approach, right? Because both teams tend to throw out like the scissor, paper, rock. They'll be throwing out deep incendiaries, deep Molotovs either way to stall them out. And actually, it's just going to be one molly back. They're postured behind this smoke. That is great from Axel. Fantastic awareness. There wasn't much pressure Banana. So he's aware for this mid-pot. Rain just stunted immediately. That is huge kill from Axel here in round 19.
You saying you think that's the lack of push on Banana that makes it, that tips him off?
Yeah, because there wasn't any follow-through. There was just that one Molotov towards the car position and nobody was putting their body on the line. And behind that deep smoke, I imagine if there was a bit more of a kerfuffle, there was more flashes, there was more B comms, Axel wouldn't have had to have been on the ready as much. That's a huge find here.
Yeah, well done. Even could have been Carrigan that he could have picked up on top of it. So a little bit interesting. Bit early on the nade. Still plenty of nades left on C9, even at this point. 3 smokes and a Molotov at under a minute left. That's pretty impressive. Looks like speed is going to be changed now for FaZe. They want to see if they can move in quick. 3 of them running down quad and try to get onto that A-bomb side. Carrigan on the opening, and he nearly could have had that one on Inters. Does dink him up, but they can't find him inside of the smoke. Finally, there he is, down in the pit. Axel still hanging out and getting a headshot before Brokey could even find out what's going on. 2 versus 2 and 35 seconds. Shiro just creeping up right below and taking down Robs. That is a nice kill, and Twist, he'd made his way in. It's not going to make a difference. Nafany getting the final kill, and the retake is real swift for C9.
Yeah, they had so many bodies there. Even with FaZe using the 2 God and let's call them demigod flash, the tall box flash from the apartment's position and the one from the short side that aim at the top of the trees at pots for pit. Those 2 flashes flash almost everything on towards that A side, and they landed perfectly. It gave them the traction to get in to make this round interesting at least. But I love this opening here from Axel. Jumps across, just pot shots through, knowing exactly where those incendiaries were placed as well. And I'm sure he would have heard maybe a tag through the smoke to say that he can keep committing to that type of a fight. So really good round from Axel with a double up. Heard the desk singing his praises before in the series. I think it was the Dallas series they were talking about, where he made his trademark, well, not made trademark, but a stamp of being a very, very strong rifler. It's always fun to watch a player like Axel in the server. But that was a bit of a bonus for FaZe. They have residual cash. They can buy back in here and pop it. Okay, part under the toes. You've taken a massive risk for control here. Keeping the head down in case the flashes come over.
And that smoke bounced through the Molotov. It did that little glitch. Not that it really matters now, because it just kept going, but I think he probably wanted to throw it a little bit further in. That was really weird. Ooh, Twist getting blown up, not finding the angle to get the kill either. Yeah, and they had money to go for a lot here. Brokey on that AWP. He's still only died 3 times. I know we've been talking about him saving, but that still seems crazy.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I don't know how he's managed to get away with that. Feels like it just looks wrong. Because you look at everybody else on his team, 10, 12, 12, 9, 3. Okay, Brokey.
Oops. Carrigan wanted that to bounce down on the other side, so instead sets the roof on fire. Bloodhound Gang fans are going to be excited about that. Carrigan goes down, though, and Rain will follow swiftly into the grave with him. Shiro able to pick up that kill. 3 versus 5 now. And back to B we go, but this is a very telegraphed play, it feels like. C9 know this is coming. They're rotating 3-wheel over, almost a 4th in Exile, so they're going to be well prepared for this one. Getting back behind the fountain, Shiro creeping through. Good headshot. Maybe a chance now, but oh no. They lined up for the headshot. Nafany with a beautiful double.
Yeah, grab the AWP for Shiro as well. Thank you very much. And on the other side of things, it should just be a partial investment for FaZe here. That was really well handled. Looked like Carrigan was taking a page out of Mighty Max's endpoint playbook there with that type of combination, the deeper smoke and that missed Molotov. But that plan is meant to flush out completely. This gap, maybe a bit of a misthrow there as well. So Hobbit able to get a freebie and Shiro as well. A nice little double setup. And I think the key in that scenario is that's Carrigan and Rain dead. So that's the 2 most aggressive figureheads of this team immediately taken out. At that point, they read the play perfectly, rotated over, and Oh,
Hello?
well, Brokey wasn't happy with getting his 4th death. He's immediately sent Shiro to the Shadow Realm.
Knocked him right out. That's interesting. You got to be a little bit careful here if you're Exile. If they swing with 2 or 3 Deagles against you in this position, even if Intez is nearby, I don't think he can swing around the corner to help you out. So, might be a little bit risky. Committed like this. 3 at the A-bomb site. At least for the minute, Nafany playing alone with a single smoke over in B. They don't have any grenades left on the FaZe side, so it will just have to be more Deagle shots.
Yeah, this is the issue. If Nafany gets pressured here, he's going to have to drop a defensive smoke towards back of site, or he's just going to have to sit. Oh, he's actually used it aggressively to block towards top of Banana. So that's going to buy up the rotation time of Hobbit here, who's done the housekeeping and got rid of that loose AWP. But here they go. They're still going into 2 players.
Good little kill. Oh,
easy, no
trouble at all. Brokey doing a lot more damage. Nice shots. Couldn't find that one, but on some level, you wanted to believe that he could.
Yeah, it looked like Nafany was going to use that defensively, but that was very well timed. Just a great chance to allow Hobbit to rotate back over, forcing them through the grey screen there. So even that nice opening shot from Brokey, it's all for naught. AWP, they're probably going to want to pick that one up before the round does come to its conclusion. There is cash, sure, but when you have the prized possession of the 47.50 big green, you want to make sure that you're picking that one up for your boy Shiro. Looks like Intez is being tasked with exactly that now. So Rops wants to go down. It's to die before time.
Might not be. Oh yeah, just go for it. That's a good idea. That definitely forces them to commit it.
Expensive round.
That is an expensive round. And given the fact that it's 11 to 10, that can actually come back to haunt the CT side a little bit later on.
Yeah, if we just, and it is key that Intez end up picking up that AWP out of all this, because Nafany, he had to drop one here, he's left with $400. This is the opener. Bang! Yeah, Brokey's on form here today, isn't he? That is a clean one right there, and we'll take it from the shoulder cam of Uncle Hobnob. Just spamming him down at range, you love to see it. Nice one here from Rops as well. So, some damage done. But residual cash, a bit of a drama here. It'll be 1,400 as the loss bonus if Cloud9 do lose this one. We'll do the mental maths after this, but you can already see what FaZe is setting up for. By leaving those flashbangs on top of the balcony above the door, I was actually watching FaZe consistently throughout the warm-up. They were doing this jump, and not like this. They're actually doing it from that balcony. So Brokey's going to be set up here to waterfall flashes. He can also smoke Moto from this position.
You can almost smoke Molotov the balcony towards pit. I spent a whole hour of my life trying to do that and failing.
You think if you spent 2, you would have got it?
I feel like it's possible. I think if you have a teammate, I don't know if you can get the angle
on their head.
Yeah,
okay.
It's possible if you, because the problem is you need the angle to be a little bit deeper, I think. But it's just maybe. I felt after an hour I had to go check if the kids were all right, you know.
Yeah, responsible parenting 101. Karrigan is going to send Twist forward here. Good flash, shot taken, need to clear hard, and they won't. That's easy for Hobbit. Now they need to initiate this fight. There's the smoke, here comes the flashes.
They should only, yeah, if they do it right now, there's only 2 people at the A-bomb side. This is actually decent timing, but not if they can't get the entries. Exile is a rock down in the pit, and they can't get rid of him. Gonna have the machinery.
Now they have 35 seconds and 5 bodies to find. The bomb up in the apartments that Molly will flush a player forward, but Intez, oh, he didn't have to do anything. It's all Exile. 4 kills for him. Massive stuff. The headshots lighting up the scoreboard there.
Surely from like a philosophical point of view, that makes a lot of sense what they tried to do, FaZe. You realize, ooh, a lot of people on Banana, and for us to retake it at that point, it just seems like madness, so just go for it.
Ooh, how did that not clip?
I don't know.
Looked so extremely close, didn't it? But this was great from Exile. The first drops in the pit, grabs the second easy. Rops has to worry about both fights, and then this. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. That's beautiful. I think that's the type of Counter-Strike Maui was hoping to see today. We're getting it all, right? Of course, the macro level, the strategies that are being deployed here, but we're also seeing individuals in the server lighting up the scoreboard. Hobbit on 16, 15 for Exile, Nafany with 14 to his name. Bringing up the rear are Shiro and Intez on only 8 apiece. On the other side, looking great for the likes of Brokey with 17, 16 for Twist, 13 for Ops, 12 for Rain, and 11 for Karrigan. And that's tonight's lottery numbers, so hope that you won the Powerball. Timeout taken, and get back in with some pistols. Now, this might be faster, Anders. We were talking about pace changes with outsiders. Maybe FaZe need one.
They need something. They lost 4 in a row. That's a little bit concerning. Not sure what it is that is currently missing on their T side for them to crack on through. I feel like they've had a real hard time getting that at Banana control. They've been shut down a couple of times out there, so maybe that's part of the explanation. But yeah, they're gonna get a chance. I mean, when you have that's the luxury I feel like of doing these half buys is at least you can, yeah, you can try and do something a little bit crazier, and it doesn't feel nearly as bad if it fails.
Well, they're not ahead of the rotation phase. They would have had to have gone now. Started to initiate, but 3 players now on the site, and nade to slow them.
Flash a little bit deep. Inter's not flashed at all behind that, but doesn't matter. Carrigan running in with the Mac-10 and Exile. But he got the quad kill last round down from the pit position. He's having a hard time finding any place to really stand on. And the stolen AK, Twist able to pick up Exile. That's huge before he does anything. And they're escaping. They're just backing straight out.
Oh, that one's going to leave a mark. That is going to leave a mark indeed, because it didn't feel like FaZe should have been able to win that round. That rotation, it came back in time. We just were singing the praises of Axel and Pierre, and he really struggled in that situation. He dropped his own defensive smoke there, not the traditional smoke, because they smoked the bike position for him, and he couldn't deploy a one-way. And they walk away with a bit of highway robbery here, Anders.
I feel like this is a Counter-Strike classic, though. I feel like there's got to be new viewers out there that are watching, thinking, why are they putting all this time into all these elaborate strategies when it turned out rushing quad was just the right answer? Why even try?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's obviously not how it works, but...
I thought they even stalled them well. They had the Molotov drop at the correct time. They had a HE that came in and did some damage. It really does just come down to the climax of those fights in the site there and the space they could take, because nobody could penetrate the site to try and assist Axel. He was on his own. Axel would have had to have got... So this is the opening attempt here from Carrigan coming in. You can see him dodging the flashes. Seriously, like that is some slick moves right there. That's massive stuff to get that opener. And then Axel's in pit. Nobody can help him.
Whose smoke is that?
That's Axel's.
That's his own. All right.
So they're having to start through different versions of defensive smokes, because teams now are, not more often than not, but it's becoming more and more regular, throwing the T-side smoke that lands in the pit, meaning the bike one way is negated.
Sure, yeah.
So he's trying to think creatively there.
I mean, it did buy him a lot of space to play around, but he probably needed a teammate inside of the bomb site to draw some of the attention away. And obviously, Carrigan took care of that. Ooh, that is one hell of a nade. Orbit, absolutely blown up.
Robs is very lucky as well. He gets all the information without taking any of the damage here. So his barrel, I think, was spotted around the corner there. Knows that at least there was one player residing up and towards the apartments for early information. And that might help Carrigan piece together the setup that they're dealing with. So the bomb now crawling up, not too far behind Twist on Carrigan's back. Brokey coming, Rain 2. Rops will be facilitated on the lurk, and Inter's rotation is here. Nafany flashes forward. Doesn't see a lot, but can park himself towards Sandbag now.
Oh! Yeah, escaping wasn't really possible. There's a Molotov that way. Committing, I mean, that probably is a good idea, but my God. Twist.
Committing.
Oh my God, yeah. Just flashed forever back there. Twist gonna be taking him down, and he wants to come through. It's a good idea. Shiro will catch him, though. Still a 4 versus 3, and the bomb is planted. Plenty of time left. And look at all the way over in second mid, still Rob. So you probably try and get here a little bit soon, but they know at least no one's going to be flanking through Banana.
And C9, you'd be expecting a save here. So Robs is actually staying active to try and remove some of these weapons, hoping that they make a footstep or two. They might be giving this retake a go. Banana smoke, flash through. Need to find a fight here, but Brokey's the one to step out. He goes down. Carrigan's Mac-10 still in play. Axel will find a trade back. It's on the back of the site right now. Robs is still not here. Robs is still not here.
What?
Robs.
No, surely not. He's so far away. Oh, what just happened? Oh my God.
That's a face farm moment. As I said, it's C9, so you're not expecting them to go for a number down retake. You're just not expecting it with this team because they do everything by the book. They just threw the book out the window. They lit it on fire first, then they threw it out the window, and now they've left FaZe extremely red-faced. When you die and you see where Robs is, oh man, that right there.
I think you could even see... Is it Rain that's left alive at the back of
Yeah, I think so.
You can see the panic in the way that he moves at the end. He's so worried.
Oh no.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's a miserable round to lose.
Yes, it is.
And the pain keeps coming. Axel now playing more aggressively than we've seen so far. So Cloud9 maybe smelling some blood in the water.
Oof. He saved the last 2 bullets to try and get that done, and he almost did. Although Nafany will go down, so... Twist, 1 nade away from... Well,
there it is.
Never mind.
That was the 1 nade you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, you were on the money, I'd say.
It's the right idea. You ever spend any time, Chad, thinking about how Lord of the Rings would have been different if the Hobbits had AKs?
Well, they would have been much noisier, I can tell you that much.
True, yes. Celebrations in the Shire might have been different.
And I don't know how Wizard and Pixies go with dealing with bullets, so they would have worked something out. Those elves are pretty ingenious.
Possibly enchanted AKs. A lot of ways to go with it. Hobbit doesn't need that at the moment. 16 kills on him. Right behind Axar, who's top fragging on the team. 40 seconds left. Gonna be a little bit of a pop flash around the corner, but it's not quite timed well enough. Doesn't matter because he's still gonna win the fight against Kerrigan. And also sees the bomb getting dropped. 30 seconds, 2 versus 3. And they can probably take a deep breath here, Cloud9, and just go for the full-on retake. 3 versus 2. There's no more nades left on FaZe either. Once again, it seems like it's going to come down to the rifles.
Needs to be redemption right now for Ops. That last round is going to be one to forget, but they need to step up right now. Brokey transitions. What a shot!
Absolutely disgusting, isn't it? One click and Axile is blown up, and now they're double stacked back in. Now they know that Brokey's here because they've seen him transition this way, but they don't know about Robs. And the question is, will they forget at the end of it? Yeah, Brokey's trying to make himself a big target. He's out here playing, but they go check anyway. Robs, that's a nice kill. The spray hits close, but it is not good enough. Spinning straight for it there with the kit as well. Shiro going to be able to defuse the bomb. And now they're in the lead. 13-12.
Okay, well, this has been a close game throughout here. It felt like FaZe, after the pistol round conversion on this second half, was sitting pretty, but this is a great defense on the CT side out of Cloud9. Now, this one, wild. Just a one-tap. Beautiful stuff there, but Shiro keeping his cool during all of this. Able to take down Brokey. Inters gives up the position of Rops and then just has to scoop it up in a timely fashion. And he still had plenty of time for that defuse. A plant again with the loss bonus means another buy coming through for FaZe. This time it's an AWP out for Brokey, the only one in the server here, but something needs to change as far as the rounds are concerned, or FaZe might be dropping their map choice. Up next, Ancient, and the desk we're discussing it seemed a little bit out of the box here for Cloud9.
Certainly makes it a very interesting series when you've got Ancient in the middle of it. Beautiful nade landing on Hobbit. Twist. He's actually overtaken Brokey for kills now. He's up to 20. So I was going to say quietly, but it's actually not that quiet. He's just had some great rounds coming into the second half here.
Yeah, it's been this aggressive pack of Kerrigan and Rain that's been kept on the quieter side here. Smoke deployed, Molly in exchange. It will not secure them control. That Molotov in place from Brokey will subside before the smoke, so Shiro can come back out and maintain this mid crossfire alongside of Axile. Also have Inters not too far away. Naf needs to be very careful here. Twist is extremely sharp, and when the chips are down, he tends to do his best work. U2 over the top. He might have to fight here. Oh, look at him. Twist is something else. Something else. Preempted all of that and hits a banger of a shot. That first bullet accuracy is huge.
Ooh, good return, Kerrigan. That's a great crossfire that they've got set up in the middle on the T side. And he's going to find Hobbit. You can see how he's got him locked in there. If I had to match the word crisp with just one player, it's probably Twist in my brain. I don't know why. It just is it's such a fitting word for what he does.
And he's so reliable as well. I know that he has bad games. Everybody does, right? Everyone has. But it just feels like when the team needs him, and just all these massive moments in big games come to mind where he stepped up the Magician with a multi-kill or a crisp opener. I love that word.
That's just something about it. But he does also spend an ungodly amount of time playing the game. So
True.
That's probably also part of the reason why. That's a massive round for FaZe. They needed it. They've tied the game back up again. They're at 13-13.
I always talk about it's the worst place to find yourself when you're broken on the CT side late. Fortunately for them, they're not... Oh, jeez. Okay, Inters are very lucky. They're not completely broken. They will be able to get together something that resembles a bite if they want.
Yes.
Right? Shiro has enough where he could get out the AWP, Inters could drop a rifle, and then I'm sure the SMGs could work alongside of this. But there's been a bit of missed utility here. You can see the smoke just there. It didn't land properly. There was a Molotov, I believe, back from FaZe top mid that didn't land properly. So these teams are missing some key pieces of utility, but it's really just coming down to this aim.
Real quick, Chad. One of these two teams, they're going to be playing Liquid in the semi-final. What's the better story?
Well, Cloud9 with a team that Liquid had to topple to get in towards the playoffs, so that's the storyline in itself. But Twist up against his former teammates over there at Liquid, I love that story. I love it all the time.
Very exciting, isn't it?
Twist versus Naf in a league, it's great, right? That team that lifted the Intel Grand Slam back in 2019. And now Twist on the best team in the world, proven, hey, maybe I did make the right decision by leaving you guys in the dust, because FaZe have been looking phenomenal.
And even more so if they can defeat them in the semi-final and go on to win the Intel Grand Slam. If that's the road that they're paving, it would be really amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's always a fun story when we have those type of links between the teams.
Timeout.
They are buying, Anders. They have gone all in. Shiro is playing selfless Counter-Strike right now. He dropped M4s and has gone into a scout. So as I mentioned, he could have bought an AWP at like over 6K, I believe it was. So the fact that they've decided to buy in this fashion, they've given everybody at least something to work with. But that means the likes of Hobbit, Inters, and Axel are going to have to do an awful lot here. Nafanion on SMG. What's the approach looking like? This is the breaking point of this match, round 27.
Still the three-man setup over at the B-bomb side early on for C9. They want to make sure that nothing is going on over on that side at all. No one in Arch, at least for a while. That surely has to change. If FaZe were quick to try and do something here, it could be a little bit of a problem for that defense, surely. Starting to bring Inters back now.
Yeah, they were caught off guard last time. This is where it started to spiral, Anders. Remember when they had the pistols? But they're not moving.
Roki, that Molotov that he was about to throw.
Okay, well, where's this one headed? Could be over towards the CT arch or long somewhere. This is looking like it's going to be a long one. Yeah, a little bit of a movement throw as well. So in towards CT arch. That one's from downtown. They're going to pounce very quickly on this A split, or at least with the pressure. The bomb's not committed to this, Anders. Twist is through. He's going to, not get away with the first fight. Shiro Scout will land.
Not the heavy weaponry, but when you combine it, it's a lot of damage. MP9 and Scout to combine to take down Twist to begin with. Rain, he's got one in return, but Hobbit's out fighting for his life here. Got a couple of bullets left. It won't be enough. Rops will take him down. Still a 3-on-3. And they've got CT spawn. They've got Arch. Oh! That is so scary. He almost threw his life away, Chad. They're going to get the bomb plant down, but Rain is already calling it in, saying, yep, they're marching up right now. They're running in. They're not even checking it by the sandbags. Inters will take down Rain. And now they know, alone on the bomb side, at least for a minute, Rops is in there. Kerrigan, they just saw over at the archway, though. He's made his way this way, too, so 2 versus 2. A lot of health on Inters, but it's not going to help him, and Shiro has to back on out. FaZe are going to take the lead, 14-13, and behind the force of C9. This is a disaster.
Yeah, that could have gone so wrong in so many ways right there, especially with that timing from Kerrigan. Imagine if Shiro did have the ult. Kerrigan's dead to rights. They have the number advantage. The fact is that then Shiro will go, whoa, he's just seen us run down middle. He knows that we're coming up banana. Slow the roll, guys. But even still, they should have known that. And they get caught off guard by that position over towards sandbags, which was a big issue in all of this. So Kerrigan, oh, whoops, there's one more. They kind of awkwardly walk away as you're walking down the street. Both people try and go the same way. And this one right here, just not ready for Rain. Rops is on his lonesome in the side right here. The flash comes in, but Inters is just ahead of it. If Inters had waited a second longer, that flash would have gone off. Rops may have relinquished that position. Inters may have been able to take that duel, but now it's the saved AWP. The only hope for Cloud9 to try and stop FaZe from getting to 15.
Well, this is fitting. We talked in the first half about how Shiro hasn't really been hitting the shots and he's not been that active with the AWP. Now would be the absolute perfect time for him to show up. They did see the barrel of the gun, so they could call it in at least that there's someone peeking into the second mid with that AWP. No one got killed by it either.
It literally has to be Shiro. He has to activate. This is where you wish Shiro was Brokey, looking for those aggressive, explosive type of plays here to get a kill, to get you a gun on the ground, because it's a P250, 3 USPs, and an AWP. That's it. And Shiro's the only one who's in a position to take any of these fights.
He might get it completely caught here by Robs. Oh, nice shot. And they can't actually catch him. That is definitely worth it, even if Nafani goes down. He repositions ever so slightly. Smoke going to be landing right on top of him here. Thrown all the way from second mid, so won't have much vision to play with. And he's still alone, probably hoping that this is enough noise and enough danger that maybe they're going to go towards that 3-man stack.
I feel even if they do, and Shiro's not there, this is still FaZe's round. It's just the firepower disparity is massive, and they're responding to the fact that mid to B could have been leaked right now. So the map very susceptible, but I guess the biggest positive for Cloud9 is they're buying time off the clock. 33 seconds. It's unlikely to see Twist go down to this, especially now that he's smoked towards spawn. Will buy himself a bit of cover if he crouches behind this. Look at the pathing. Look at the awareness that the boost is in play. As he gets across the pool, you might see him now flick up for... Oh, he hasn't picked it. Hobbit. Hobbit. Hobbit, what's going on? Okay, coming back to B now. Shiro going to stall this out. 1 on 3. Time, Anders. If he stops the plant, there's a chance for this. The bomb's down and the trade comes in. A little bit hopeful there for Cloud9, but that could be the game.
That's really cool at the end, even knowing that no matter what, because of the AWP, we are always going to get that trade. But he had to play for it, right? It's a weird moment with Hobbit. You know,
yeah.
Or dreaming.
I'm not sure what was happening there.
It feels like he was even too in. It couldn't even have been like the 4x3 thing, right? Like I feel like he was actually so near the.
Did he slip the ring on? Thought he was invisible.
That's definitely possible.
So he thought maybe they can't see me. See, I did watch enough Lord of the Rings to understand at least that much.
I'm proud of you, Chad. I am. It's good. You need to watch it at least just to make the references. You know, even if you don't like it, it's worth it. Oh, yeah. They need more of that. They're fighting for overtime, and fighting obviously all of them for a chance to play Liquid in the semi-finals. So a lot is on the line right now. Possibly for FaZe more than any other team in the tournament. But,
They have the most motivation out of everybody here. That's not a question.
worth a shot. Not quite ready, unfortunately. Inter's hanging around over there. They're going to be backing up. Somebody has to go and get the bomb. Could just go for they don't have that much utility, so yeah, just throw what you got into the B-bomb side, try and go for it. All you need is one good entry.
It's just Nafany's smoke here. If we can take a look, he's setting up the one-way here. So what Nafany's going to drop when there's, depending on the contact, he's going to throw this smoke in between these little, I guess they're rockets, whatever they are. Going to lob this smoke in there, and it creates a one-way, two one-ways. One for Hobbit and one for Nafany to use as well. There it is.
Oh, that is really extreme, but that smoke also tips them off. They negotiated that so well. It's almost like they knew. They see that smoke and they know where to aim. That's magnificent. Shiro's going to get one in return, but it's still a 3-on-3 here. And Brokey set up with the AWP, not quite getting the timing on that shot, but in the meantime, the bomb has been planted. And out on Banana, Rops is calling it in, saying, I'm not hearing any footsteps. I'm not seeing anyone. Brokey catching a shoulder and catching the kill on Inters as well. Down in CT spawn. I don't think he saw that just in time. Let's back into a 2-on-2.
No kit.
No kid at all. Yeah, they need to run right here. Molotov, wrong direction, all on Axile. I don't think he could do this one. He's simply out of time, and they're not giving him the shot either. Easy kill for Rain, and it's going to be 16-13 as FaZe pick up the opening map.
Oh, close but no cigar here. It's a very competitive affair. We've gone the distance, but massive stuff here. And Twist with some key frags late in this one. Some nice entries over towards B, but a team effort, all things considered. Ancient up next, but first a break and then the desk. Don't go anywhere.